Alrighty, I have a construction update for you guys today. This one is exciting because they have finally resolved the top hat, the double inverted top hat. Up there, the support column and the track piece visibly in park and from drone, especially in park, were not connected and left while the rest of the tower was torqued and all that. So there was evidently a minor issue that needed to be resolved. And the good news is they brought the big crane back in today and completely resolved the issue. Now, I'm going to give you guys my opinion and perspective on what I think they did to this support column based off of what I'm seeing, but please take that with a grain of salt, as that is just something that I am giving my 2 cents on what I know on roller coaster construction, watching roller coasters get constructed throughout the years on this channel. So just please take that into consideration. But before I get into that, no work really was done in terms of support columns inside the park. We are obviously missing some support columns from the site, but I did count the track pieces, and we are not missing any track pieces on site. So we do have all the track pieces. They do actually add up to the right amount of track pieces that are remaining to complete the coaster, but we are short on some support columns, and I'm hoping that we see those any day now so that they can start and finish the remainder 2 elements on AlpenFury. With that being said, so now that I'm going to go into it, let's talk about what I think I'm seeing on the screen. So it looks like there was some welding done to this support column. You can evidently see, and I'll do a super zoomed in shot. It's going to make it more blurry, though, for you guys. But I'll try and show you as best as I can from as far away as I am, but it's going to be a bit blurry, so I apologize in advance. So essentially, you can see, you can hardly make out the bolts, but I hope this is just as good as I can get for you guys. You can see there are welding marks around the support column, and it's the silver line that goes around. So essentially that is what, to describe it without, I'm trying to figure out how to exactly word this without wording it too much. Essentially, they welded the support to make it fit better and align better, to my knowledge, and it looks like they were able to get the bolts to fit, and they ended up torquing all the bolts on that tower. Over in the station area, they are working on getting that queue line area leveled out. I assume they'll remove the fly sign, or not. We'll have to wait and see. But this is essentially where the queue line is going to be. I assume some will be underneath the station as well. But that we don't know. The PLC system is hooked up and connected to power now. You can see it. You'll see it in a bit, connected down to the ground. The raising and lowering platforms are ready to be installed. Over here, they have that unloading station. It's a little weird because the unloading station looks to be too big for the trains to pass through, but that could be perspective. So I guess I'll check that out in person tomorrow. But outside of that, they started laying down bricks in the area. So AlpenFest is definitely coming to life, and they have started adding more paint and theming to the buildings in AlpenFest, which you'll see in a second. But they've also added, I'll talk about it in a second. The roofing came to a halt. They're probably waiting on another shipment of wood to do the other side. Other than that, electrical has been, all the cords for that first booster launch have been cable managed and tucked away, so that is a really good sign. They've added a black tar or black paint to this area. I don't know if that's weatherproofing or theming to the rockwork. Right now, it's obviously not finished, so we'll have to wait and finish. I'm guessing that if it's going to be theming, that it could end up being what looks like lava and fire, like charred rock, which is that would be really cool. The buildings have had additional kind of like Swiss theming added to them. That's Tiny Tom's and the Market. So Grab and Go Market. So those have had additional theming. But yeah, so if I'm to guess for the tunnel, they're going to try and make it look charred. But that is an assumption. I don't know if that's just weatherproofing. It looks pretty like splattered on there. But yeah, definitely like they got it all like taped off to not get it on the track or the fencing. You can see construction and scaffolding in there. So I talked in the previous video that I didn't know if they were actually going to install the tunnel. Well, now there's evidence that tunnel work has started. There is scaffolding inside the mountain. So I assume that's going to be for the tunnel. But again, take that with a grain of salt. It's so funny because in the comment section, people have started like, I know they're not actually, I hope you're not actually, making little jokes about drinking games of some things that I commonly use. So if you're watching along with your family or whatever, feel free to come up with a game. A family game, obviously, for the overuse of some of the words I use in my video, like torquing and bolts, and take that with a grain of salt. So I thought that was really funny. I really enjoy those comments. Some really good news is that they got a lot of torquing done today. It's a significant amount of torquing compared to even just yesterday that I can see from the drone. So that's really impressive. Super excited. That's really good news. So I'm very excited to see how this coaster progresses, because while it looks like we still have a lot to do, yes, 2 elements left to do, and it doesn't look like they got any work done, they did fix the top hat, and they did get a significant amount of torquing done on AlpenFury. So that is very good news. And on top of that, the grouting has progressed all the way to the fire serpent roll. So that's very exciting as well. That is the elevator shaft there for the accessibility of AlpenFury. So still a lot of work to do with that elevator. The raising and lowering platforms are there. You can kind of see them. So obviously some more work is needed there to completely finish that. The PLC system is connected to the brake run. You can see the little electrical boxes there. So I saw them working on that today, and you can see some little sensors on the brakes, those little yellow boxes. So that's very exciting news for AlpenFury. That is a big milestone in terms of vertical construction and completion. I am still waiting to get final confirmation if the trains are on the track. Again, take that with a grain of salt. A statement that I made, not a statement, something I had said in my previous video that I think they might be, but I'm not fully sure. So we'll keep our eyes out. For all you riding Leviathan this tomorrow, keep your eye out in the courtyard and tell me if you see the trains for AlpenFury, because that'll tell us if they are in the maintenance bay inside the mountain. With that being said, you can see them here getting all those bolts torqued on the top of the double inverting top hat. That finishes off AlpenFury's top hat and allows them to just focus on the torquing lower to the ground, finishing it off, and finishing off those 2 elements. So hopefully we see a track shipment arrive tomorrow. I would fully suspect that a shipment is arriving tomorrow, and that they'll start vertical construction again on Friday. I have a feeling that they might choose to close the globe. I would hope they choose to close the globe. If I was Wonderland, I would close the globe area as a walkway. I know that would be detrimental, but you can guide people through the mountain area down the Windseeker path to Action Zone. So hopefully they close the globe area and finish vertical construction by next Friday, so they can start the 1 to 2 week commissioning process of AlpenFury. So fingers crossed, guys. We are down to the final wire. Like I said, I am in open communication with Canada's Wonderland on the event. I had a lot of American viewers who are coming to the event, and I just don't want it to be a last-minute decision, but unfortunately Wonderland might be forcing it to be a last-minute decision, because basically what I assume is going to happen is they're going to tell me basically I can't change the event until they know for sure that AlpenFury isn't going to open on time. And right now, AlpenFury is still slated to, I guess, open for that sometime around the end of May. But if I had to make an estimated, uneducated guess on when I think AlpenFury is going to open, I think it's going to open first or second week of June, if these support columns come in and they finish vertical construction next week. If they do not, we are looking at end of June. And if any more delays happen, this is the thing, right? People are asking me, when do you think AlpenFury is going to open? Well, it's a really hard thing to predict because there could be delays at any point. Something could go wrong in the station. Something they're waiting on could be delayed. What if the control panel is delayed on getting shipped? What if something doesn't go right in the electrical when they turn the ride on, or its first test run, or it needs extra commissioning? And like, anything could happen with this ride. So I can't sit here and give you guys like a super educated, estimated good guess on when AlpenFury is truly going to open. It is literally up in the air, and I know that sucks. So I'm really sorry. I am trying my best, but I promise you the event will happen regardless. And if it happens while I'm on vacation, it happens while I'm on vacation. I have a team of people that I'm putting together just in case it does, so the event can still take place second week of June, worst case. And I know there were a lot of comments about people's exams. If I do reschedule, I will make sure I don't schedule in the 2-week exam period for school. But yeah, thank you so much for watching these construction updates. Can't wait to see you guys at the park tomorrow. And have a good one. Bye.